You're live. Happy Wednesday night, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Got a question before we start. Am I echoing? Tell me in chat, please. Am I echoing? I'm trying something different, and I don't think it's going to work because I'm getting an echo on my side. Hello. Anybody there? Four people. Am I live? I should be. Ooh, there's my chat. Finally started moving. No echo here. Is anybody hearing an echo? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down or yay or nay, please. No echo. Sounds awesome. Good. I got something I'm going to try. I got two different devices running, so I didn't know if it would work. But thank y'all for coming in tonight. And we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and endowed by their creator. With certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we're getting ready to talk a little catfish techniques tonight. We had guests last week. This week, y'all got to put up with me. So I'm going to try to share some stuff that's been shared with me, but it's got something to do with a product I make. I'm not pushing my product. That is not what tonight is all about. You'll soon see. But there's a technique in junior. You can use just a plain float. That's just a plain old float. That's some of the first ones I made that didn't have a light. You can use these. You can use any kind of float. You can use a bottle float. I've seen the rubber caps you put over bottles. You can do it that way. But in order to do it like I'm going to show you, you've got to have a certain piece of hardware on your float, or you'll be having to do it the hard way. This way makes it a lot easier. And Mr. Junior Proctor is the one that come up with this idea and told me to use it, sell it, whatever. So I'm getting ready to show you all that. Before we do that, last Wednesday night, I didn't get to give nobody a shout out because chat was moving fast. We had a ton of people in here and we had a ton of information we wanted to share with you. From now on, that's what Patriot James talk show is going to be all about, is information overload. We're going to be bringing people in. We're going to be doing seminars. We're going to be doing all kind of stuff. A lot of you experienced fishermen is going to know a lot of this, but hopefully I can bring you some stuff that will help change or add to what you're already doing in the boat or on the bank to catch fish. So let's start out with Fishing with the Squirrel, Mike Irvin, Jimmy Graham, Catfishing with the Crow, Fishing in Freedom, Nebraska Wildcats. There's Mr. Justin Fishing Fetish, Palmetto Cats, Creole's in the house. Congratulations, Creole. Y'all gonna make a good team. You and Muskrat. I'm sorry, I'm getting dry mouth. John Patrick Jr., Sogo, James Kirkpatrick, Mr. Jason Lamb, Real Gals Fishing. Did you get your floats, girl? Fishing in Freedom, Lizabelle, KT, Anglerholics. I'll spit that out here in just a minute. Dale Hayslip, how you doing, my friend? Who else we got in here? Two Old Vets. Good to see you coming here tonight, my friends. Am I caught up yet? There's Mr. Muskrat himself. Great show last night, Roger and Creole. Jeremy Coleman, how you doing, buddy? Who else we got coming? There's Mr. Freddie Beck's in the house. Freddie has seen this technique on the boat with Junior, and so he'll understand a little bit what I'm talking about. But we're going to give some illustrations for those that's never done this type of fishing. There's Mr. Chad and probably Miss D. Thank you for coming in the house, Chad. Whiskers and Stripes. Am I caught up yet? That's Fields and Water. Don't forget, guys, check out that channel. There's live from Catfishing Weekly. Miss D's in the house with us. Who else? There's Mr. Maurice Cason. Good, always good to see Maurice come in. Carolina Catfishing. Yeah, I'm gonna spit it out. Mr. Fishing himself. I can't even talk. Forgive me, guys. Crappy Day Fish On. Okay. What we're going to talk about is a technique of dragging baits. Everybody already knows when you're dragging baits, you throw long lines out, put them on planer boards, put them out. But Mr. Junior Proctor does something a little different. He fishes floats straight out the back of his boat, but he throws them out just like he does for his planer boards. Throws them out long line, maybe 50, 60, 70 yards behind it. And these are what I was talking about. That comes with the MAGA packs of floats. It's got a planer board clip on there. If you can see it, if I can turn it, you clip that on your line. Clip this on your line so if the clip pops loose, you still won't lose your float. Then you let it drift way out back past your planer boards and everything. Long line straight out the back of the boat. Let me turn this over here right quick. This is what I was trying to do. I set up a different camera. All right. When you're long lining, everybody knows what a drift setup is like. Line from your rod and reel. You usually got a swivel right here, and either with a dropper, with a drifting sinker, which most people use when they're drifting weights, they use the drift sinkers, and then your leader. And you can have a float or a demon dragon on it right here, and your hook and bait. But when you're drifting and you're long lining out the back of the boat, it'll be straight out the back. You clip the bobbers on. This one I can't. All right, let me get it over in front of the camera right here. I'm wrong direction. This one right here you can't. But you put these clips on just like you do a planer board. Way up here on your line. That's your float. I should have made it red where you can see it. And then the rest of your line will come up to your boat, to your rod and reels. Same way with the other one. You'll do the same thing. You'll have your float here. You'll be long lining. And I ain't talking swivels and stuff like that. Everybody pretty much knows and does their own technique for dragging baits. I'm just going to make a quick analogy of it. And there's your hook. The advantage of this, from what we can see, is, well, I didn't have to do that. Junior's, the way he's explaining it to me, is that when he's got his lines way out like that, he's noticing, watching his Garmin live scope, that the fish will kind of move away. The fish will kind of move away from the boat, but the further he gets past that area, he's noticing that their fish are coming back in. So he's long lining these baits straight out behind his boat. Most animals are curious. If something comes through, they might scurry away a little ways, and then they will kind of gather back to feed, either feeding on what they was feeding on before you come through, or whatever they was doing. Whether you interrupted their channel of travel or whatever it is, they usually will come back to that area. And from what I understand from Junior, these long lines straight out the back of the boat start picking those fish up. They coming back in, they're either feeding or whatever. The time they get back in, all of a sudden, here comes two baits, and they get hit. These floats help keep your line straight up and down. So, personally, myself, when I get to try this, I'm going to run probably a Kentucky rig, a 2-hook Kentucky rig on one, a 1-hook Kentucky rig on the other, with my dragon float on the bottom. That way my baits will stay up in the water column as you're dragging down through there instead of leaning way back in the water. They'll be wanting to pull up and down behind it. Carolina catfish, 200 yards. That would be great. I'd hate to have to reel in a 50-pound fish from 200 yards back, especially in your dragging baits. But that would be fun. There's Whiskers and Stripes. There's Mr. Lance, the Hawaiian fisherman. So go. If I miss you, I am sorry. Guys and gals, I've got my old glasses on. I broke my other glasses, and I can't hardly see nothing. So if I miss your name, I do apologize. I got me some new glasses ordered today, so we'll see. That hurts your feelings too. There's Mr. Robbie's in the house tonight. So from what I understand, now, guys and gals, I haven't even tried this technique yet. This is something that Junior's passed along to me. I think me and Big Nasty tried it out there. In fact, yes, we did, and I caught a fish on that. After we went off live, we caught a fish on that. But am I saying I know how to do it? No. I still got to try it out to figure out my way of doing it, just like you will have to do that, whatever. Okay, how do your floats cast? The small floats, they're the same size as what this is, which is about 2.5 inches. They will float. They will suspend herring easy. And for casting, these are the best casting. Now, your larger floats they capture a lot of air. They cast good. You just got to realize you're probably going to need to throw a lot bigger weight. But if you're throwing a larger float, then you're going to be throwing larger baits and larger weights anyway. So that's the reason most people buy the big ones, because they're fishing in pretty good current and they need to use a lot more weight. And this will do it. And they will suspend any bait you throw. What's up, Mark? JBT. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm confused. Back of my boat, clipped on so the fish hits it. Yep, you're right. You want to make sure you put your line. I think Junior puts his behind the clip when he's doing that. He does. But Freddie, you're right. You can do it either way. You can put it in front where you can snatch your line and it'll pop it loose from the clip, and then the bobber's just sliding up down the line. But I think the way he's doing that, he's putting it behind the clip and letting the barber come all the way to the boat so he can get the barber loose. You could do it either way. I don't see a problem with doing it either way. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, so go. Yeah, these things, I mean, are you going to throw it as far as you throw it without one? No, you're not. It just catches a lot of air. What's up, Mr. Melhorn? Dieter needs to try this technique too, for sure. But he won't get up with me, so we can get him a set of floats. This technique, Junior has swore up and down a lot of days will outperform what's on his planer boards, especially if he's marking fish pretty much under his boat. He will outfish the planer boards. He picks those fish back up, bringing baits back through them. A lot of people drag bait straight out of the back of the boat on the bottom. He thinks, and I mean, I'm just passing along what he's told me. What's up, Pontoon Jody? He really thinks that with those baits and your line being up and then coming to the boat, you got a little bit of slack. If you really think about it, that's a little bit of slack in your line. When those fish hit it and pull that float under and straighten that line out, that gives that hook time to really turn in the mouth. It's one thing about a high buoyant float. I like the pencil floats where they don't feel much resistance, but with those, it's hard to use a circle hook. It's best to use J hooks. So when you see that float go down, you can stick some steel in his jaw. With these bigger floats, they have enough resistance on the water surface to actually start turning that circle hook. Well, JBT, congratulations. I'd like to see some pictures of that, buddy. I really would. It's made of seeing pictures and videos and stuff of people using the floats and catching fish is just amazing. What's up, Admiral? Philip Williams. I hope everybody's having a blessed day and blessed night. It's been a little cool and windy the past 2 days after we done had 7 days straight of warm weather and wearing shorts and short sleeve shirt. But that's what I want to start doing, is bringing in some other techniques to y'all that is not really new, but maybe only a few people are trying them. All right. Let me go back to this screen right here, guys. All right. Same technique. You see what's happening right here. All right. We're going to move this. We're going to put these a little bit closer, and I'm going to show you why. Another gentleman called me, ordered a set of floats. He actually ordered a mega pack, but he wanted large, all large, and all with the dragon caps, these. So what he was going to try, and it worked. He didn't win the tournament with it, but it did work for him. He put the floats a little bit closer than what Junior does, but he's basically almost like back bumping these setups. The reason I say back bumping is now, let's get the blue. Now your current is going this way. That blue ain't showing up. Yeah, the blue ain't showing up. Your current is going back, all right? It's like y'all back bumping, and actually he was bumping while these rods was set up. So what he's allowing to happen as he's bumping backwards, his boat's going back downstream, but he's controlling it with his trolling motor. He's allowing these baits with the floats, controlling the drift back through there, these baits to bump along the bottom as he's drifting backwards. He said he loved that technique. He's really going to use it hard when it comes to springtime. So instead of doing a forward drift, he's doing a reverse drift, and it's working out for him. But you have to use the longer drifting weights, and I guess you have to watch and make sure that it's walking. If you're coming up to humps or whatever, that it's still walking. But from what I understood, he used a long leader line right here, a longer leader line, and then put his drifting weight on it. You understand what I'm saying? So that gets that up way up off of the bottom instead of short lining. Now you could probably do either or and get away with it, but I don't know. I'll probably never be fishing rivers unless I get to travel out west and fish with y'all guys on the Mississippi or down there, Louisiana, fish with that Cajun, that raging Cajun. I can't tell who's got wrenches on here, guys, and who don't. Tell you the truth, I'm sorry. My phone's up there being another camera. That's why I thought I'd be getting an echo back through here, but I'm not. So, guys, you got any questions on any of those two techniques? No, not really, Chad. It ain't really that far. Hey, Matthew Scott and Mark, if I missed y'all guys, I do apologize. No, it's not really that far. Chad, right now, I've got so much going on, I can't even go fishing in my own water. And that's coming, guys, that's coming. I promise you, at the end of this month, y'all going to see James on the water again. Lance, you can use these floats. What's up, the Crosses? Glad to see you in here, girl. I hope you're doing better. I hope you're feeling better, both physically and mentally. Don't let that medical field whoop you, girl. We need people like you in it. Seen the wife put up with it for 33 years, and now she's dealing with it again. So just you get it. Mark got in trouble. How did Mark get in trouble? I missed something. But yeah, these floats can be used any time of the year. I know people have told me that I'll be glad to, Chad. I'll be glad to. Sean T, what's going on? Don't be scared to use floats in the wintertime, guys and gals. I've heard people say, well, when it gets wintertime, I take my floats off my daggum rigs and use just plain Carolina rigs or whatever. Either way, you're still suspending baits. I'm not trying to convince you to use my floats or any other floats. It's your choice of what you choose and how you choose to use it. Just don't be crapping yourself out of some good techniques that puts fish in the boat, guys. It ain't just a springtime, summertime technique. It can be used year round. Wintertime, you might need to slow it down, but then there again, it's great for anchor fishing to target bait and structure to put your baits on. There you go, Palmetto. It's I mean, I don't care what kind of float you use. Just try it. Don't let it intimidate you. Yeah, it's a little bit more advanced on different techniques, but I've done seen too many flatheads put in people's boats, guys. My buddy Paul out west, he's killing them. Well, he was. I think he's done slowed down and he's working hard right now, but he'll be back on it. Yeah, they work great from the bank or from your boat. I've thrown them so many different ways, but I didn't get no fish on them at the time, so there was no video of it. But that's coming, I promise you. Y'all getting ready to see some wintertime shallow water catfish action. But, a lot of it's got to do with temperature, high pressure, low pressure. Wintertime, we like going shallow and on them bluebird days. But most fishermen don't like bluebird days. In the wintertime, I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Go shallow, shallow, shallow. If the water temperature provides now, if there's no bait and the water temperature is too cold, then yeah, you might waste your time. But that's part of going back, reading your notes, looking at what last year done, what the year before done, what the water temperature was, what the day was like, and then make your decisions. Whether you want to go deep, shallow, midway, river channels, up off the river channels. Those techniques, you just got to look at your notes and figure out what you're going to do for that day. Sean, we here in North Carolina, and I'm right outside of Charlotte. In fact, Lake Wiley's borders Charlotte and Gaston County. And last January, the end of January, the water was still 49, 48, 49, 50 degrees, and we was catching catfish, 20s, 30s, and some 40s, and 4 foot of water. That is fun. To see a fish that size tail walking in shallow water ain't nothing but fun, fun, fun. But this year, I got the floats. I plan on putting some floats on their tails. And start doing a lot more videos with y'all and taking y'all live fishing when I use these floats and how we use them. Going to be 8 tomorrow night. Yep, no, you can have that. I fished, I think the coldest I've ever fished is about 20, 22 degrees. Ice freezing on your dadgum rod and reels and hands and everything else. It was fun when I was young, but it ain't fun no more when you get old. That old weather hurts. But you got to dress for conditions. I mean, 5 years ago, I was jumping in the creek in February in a wetsuit. I dredged all winter long with a wetsuit on, underwater. Tell me how crazy I am. That's gold fever for you. Any questions? Any questions about float fishing or any technique that y'all might want to go over? Feels like -11. What's up, Sunfish Assassin? I was watching some of your videos yesterday. Chrissy Brown, Philip Williams. Yeah, and guys and gals, you know, I have sent 3 sets of floats to gar fishermen in Texas and haven't heard back from them yet. Whether they tried them, whether they didn't, whether they threw them away, I hadn't heard nothing. So we'll see. I'd love to get into that and sell some to them gar fishermen. Excuse me. Woo. I ain't slept worth a crap in about 4 days, guys and gals, and I'm drinking coffee. Try not to do that, y'all. Floating baits over the thermocline. Cody, you are exactly right. That was some of the other stuff that we can go over. Try not to give away all of them right now because I want to kind of break this up, but we will. Let's go right here. All right. This, take these away because there won't be no thermocline in a river. Not that I know of. It shouldn't. You stirring up that water, there should never be a thermocline in there. All right. Your water level and your boat. This technique's wrong. That's all wrong. We'll go here. Take this out. Colored hands. All right. There's your water line. And red is going to be your bottom. If y'all can see the red, I doubt you can see it. I doubt you can see it. That ain't right. What the crap. But in Lake Wiley, we'll have a thermocline to set up. We didn't last year real bad simply because we was pulling so much water through. But in times and places in that lake where a lot of water is not moving, you will actually see it on your depth finder. Man, that ain't showing up with a flip. Thinking daggum pins is about dry on me. You'll see a thermocline set up, and you can actually see it on your depth finder. And if you're fishing off a bank and you know that there's a lot of slack water and that lake is not moving no water, always put out a piece of live bait to the bottom. Leave it out there about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Reel it back in. If you see the eyeballs bulging on it, gills flared, then there's probably a thermocline and you're fishing below it. Dan Thompson, what's up? Jeremy, what's up? So what we need to do then is put your float out. You see your float right here. Line underneath your float and put your baits. Always put your baits above that thermocline. Because if you come across it with your depth finder, you'll start marking arches right above that thermocline. Very seldom will you see anything in the thermocline. If you do, they probably died. No, I don't know. But most of the time, below this thermocline will be void of oxygen. No oxygen, no fish, all dead. What's up, Annette? So float your baits above that thermocline. What's up, Robert? And you will catch fish a lot easier than putting your baits below the thermocline. You put them down in the thermocline, you're using live baits, you come back in and they're going to be dead. You'll be making cut baits out of them. Yes. All right, Fishing for Freedom. We'll do that right quick. Let me erase some of this stuff off the board. And we'll get back started. All right. Throwing stuff all in the floor. Probably getting ready to knock Mr. Catfish off the top. All right, so this is you standing on your bank, on the bank. One rod in your hand. And here's your water level. On them floats, on them clips. Let me get back to you on the clips. I'm going to put one on the float so you can see. Let me get back to this other screen. You order the mega pack, you get the large floats like that. It's already got a light in it. There. When you're ready to use the dragon clips, then you just take this one out, put it back in the bag, put your planter board clips on there, turn your light on, screw it in. I got a pink light in here so y'all can see the color. I usually run a white light in it. Screw that on. Now what you do, put your bait on your hook, whether you use Carolina rig or whatever rig. I like Kentucky rig a lot. Clip this on the little one on your line. It just pops on. But this time, well, like Freddie said he does, you barely want to keep your line. See that little knot inside? Junior runs it behind the clip, the little tip when he's dragging them. But this way, if you want a placement, you put it in front. So you throw your bait out there. If you got some current, let it drift out. Oop. There we go. Let it drift out to where you think your structure is. Say you got structure down here, you want to put baits, and say right here is at 22 foot. That's 22 at the top of the structure. When you throw your line out with your float clipped on it, it gets right here, your float's going to be at the top. You're going to set this float at 20 foot. You're going to set your float at 20 foot. Now your bait's going to be right here at 22 foot, right in that area. It'll be going up and down as the water kind of moves and fluctuates. But your bait's going to be right over top of this structure. And if you got a big old flathead looking down at you, I can't draw for crap, so don't expect nothing a whole lot from him. Mr. Catfish is going to be looking up, and he's going to come up and grab your bait. Junior uses that technique when he's fishing down like at the Santee River, in the Santee River. What he does is he's cruising up the river and he marks structure. He will pull up, anchor up, and then let the floats drift back over top of that structure. And once it gets over top of that structure, if you want this bait from here instead of on top of your structure, and you want to drop it down to the bottom, then what you do is, because you just barely got it clipped in there, is you pop that line. When you do, it's going to pop loose, and this float becomes just a slide. It'll slide back and forth up and down the line. Yes, and that'll drop your bait right where you want it. Then the clip and twist in the release. I tell you what, guys, you ain't going to find no easier clip than what I got on these floats. Out there on the market, I've looked at every one of them. And that's all you do. Oop. You just clip it on your line. Poop. No wrapping on the fingers. No little curly tails or none of that. None of that have to fight the clip. Is whoop, you clip it on, clip it off. Just that simple. That's the easiest jig, and it works great. I mean, guys, I'm just passing along to you techniques that I know actually work. Whether I've tried them, but the people that has passed along the things that they've learned to do with them, I pass along to you because I trust them. Junior Proctor, I trust him wholeheartedly. I trust that man with my life. What's up, PD? So you could do that in a stump field. You could float it like this the first time, float it over top of a stump field, keeping your bait up out of the stumps, but enticing those fish to come out away from that structure. That's one of the hard things for people to get kind of used to, is pulling fish away from structure. That's where you really got to be a rod watcher, a float watcher. So as soon as you see that float going down, once that float breaks that surface of the water, let him get tension on it, but get him away from that structure. Watch up, 3B fishing. So stick the steel to him and bring him in. That's why I'm going to start running the hybrid J hooks and the hybrid circle hooks with my floats. So if I need to put some steel on him, then I can without worrying about jerking the bait out of his mouth. But next week, we're going to have 2 guests in, and you don't want to miss it, guys and gals. Last week was a lot of fun. A lot of great information went out to you. I had a lot more people in chat. But next week's going to be the same thing. And then the next week, we'll do something, and so on and so on and so on. But don't forget, guys, Cat Centurion, you can help them anytime. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. We got to get this help to these veterans right now. We're still waiting on electricians and plumbers. I wish I could go do something, but you have to be licensed to do so, and I am not licensed for that. The tournament's coming up April the 16th. And guys and gals, please, whoever's coming to the tournament, go ahead and start notifying me now. I need to get a list. What's up, Cindy Stokes? I need to start getting up a list now and getting with the veterans as who's going to be on boats. Let me know if you can take a veteran on your boat or not. And I need to get a list because this is going to be Easter weekend, guys and gals. And if we're not going to have a big turnout, then we need to figure out something. I don't know of another date that I could do this. This is the best month as far as Lake Wiley, the bite, then that we can have. Trying to see if anybody had any more questions. But yeah, I just want to start bringing some techniques into y'all guys and sharing some things that others that y'all are trying. Most of y'all have shared stuff with this, like this with me. Some things I've thought of, some things I haven't. There's some more things that I'm getting ready to go over with you on another show that I think you're going to find interesting, especially if you've ever been a bass fisherman. You heard of me and Lyle talking about it a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, about that some people are trying, some people are accidentally caught catfish bass fishing. But there's some techniques that I have learned of that guys are using out west in some rocky rivers that will amaze you. So it might change your way of thinking about chasing the flathead catfish. Still the same areas, but a different technique. More of a fast pace. If you really like the fast paced action of tournament fishing, whether it's bass fishing, catfishing, crappie, or whatever, if you like that fast paced action, then I think this is going to be, yeah, Jeremy, wacky worm catches catfish. I always throw big 10-inch to 12-inch worms, and I caught tons of catfish. I've caught catfish barely big enough to get that worm in their mouth on them big old things, but, go figure they're hungry. So future shows is going to be a lot more information. I'm trying to take a lot of stuff outside the box to get y'all thinking outside the box, because there's going to be days when you do everything right and can't get a bite. What's up, Whisker Dreams? It will drive you crazy and make you want to throw your rods. It will, what's my fishing goal this year? Fish a lot more than I did last year. Fish a lot more than I did last year, and that was very little last year. And I apologize to y'all. I know y'all been waiting to see me. A lot of you've never seen me catch fish unless you went back and watched some of my earlier videos. What can I say? I still know how to catch them, but I just hadn't had a chance to go, guys and gals. Busy, busy, busy. Plus, I want to fish with some of y'all. A lot of you come out, fish my tournament, and I've never got to fish with you. Usually the week prior, ahead of the tournament, I'm so picking busy, I don't even get to meet you until the day of the tournament. So, running a tournament at your lake. What's up, Bill writes? Yeah, I know, buddy. It's a job. It's a job. I know it's a job for y'all guys running them online ones. Put one on where you got to try to help find places for people to stay and places for people to eat, list all that stuff. Talk to vendors, talk to people that want to sponsor. And that's something else I want to bring up, guys. And Patriot James don't ever ask nothing from himself. I need sponsors for this right here, for this tournament. James Burke, Custom Rod Builders, donating some rods this year. I think you're going to love them. Oh, yeah, man. I agree, Creole. I agree 100%. I miss it bad. I miss my gold mining bad, too. I ain't getting to do none of it. Work, work, work. Oh, sure. I had a brain fart. The tournament. Please let me know, guys, if you are coming, if you can carry a veteran. Yes. Thank you, Muskrat. They come on at 10 o'clock. Go in and check out LG Bass and I think Pontoon Jody. So everybody go check out their show at 10 o'clock tonight. I will be listening. I might not be in chat, Jody and LG. If I ain't, I'm sorry. I'll have my glasses laying beside me in the bed, and I'll have my tablet in there listening to y'all trying to watch. Yes, Matthew Scott. I run a big gold dredge, big 5-inch gold dredge. It'll move 500 gallon of water a minute. CatCon. I don't know if I'll make CatCon this year. I went 2 years ago. I enjoyed it. That's a long trip for me, guys. What's up, Paul Frick? Long time no see. You're right. Last one, most of you don't know, I've had 7 back surgeries, back shot. I don't ride good or don't drive good. It's tough on me to travel. But I did want to go at least one time to CatCon. Oh yeah, Bill, all right. I ain't gonna keep digging empty holes. Yeah, I get a little bit to put in the mason jar. It's one of those little bitty mason jars. It ain't one of the big ones. You dry washed in Arizona. See, I've never done no dry washing because I haven't been out west. Still got a lot of virgin ground around the Carolinas, but it's fun. It's another hobby that you can get out and enjoy yourself. And if you're in the right location, that hobby can actually pay for itself and make you a little money, especially right now with gold prices up. And I promise you, that gold mining that gold bug's been biting the pee out of me. Oh yeah, muskrat. It was an honor. Did you get sick at CatCon? I didn't, but I heard a lot of people did that year. Yeah, I heard a lot of people got sick up there. Probably that coronavirus or whatever, that Chinese virus. Yeah, met a lot of great people. Learn a lot. Seen all different kind of rods and reels and stuff out there. Yeah, see, that's the one I wish I was going to go to, and we had some stuff to come up. I had to cancel, didn't get to go. I had a truckload of bobbers and ready to go. It was my old bobbers though, so I'm glad that didn't work out because I really didn't want them on the market until I come up with these right here. Anything else? But April the 16th, guys, put it on your calendar. Come out and help these veterans. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be a lot of amazing people that show up. We're going to have a lot of amazing veterans there. I mean, what better than to celebrate America than to have veterans and have maybe even have a veteran on your boat fishing with you. It's going to be great fun. Great, great fun. Good night, Good night, Lyle. He's crashing a little early tonight. Might not be feeling too good. I hope you're feeling all right, Lyle. What's up, Billy Martin? I ain't seen that name in a little while. Try to see if there's any more questions that was asked that I missed. Yeah, I'd like to take a load of bobbers to CatCon, but I just can't pay the price of a booth for just floats. It's just I'd never be able to pay for the table. So Martin. Yeah, Freddie can tell you that gold bug will bite you hard. It's a fun hobby. It gets you out in nature. And guess what? When you see that first little nugget in your pan, knowing that you're the first human being to ever lay eyes on it, that's pretty cool. And it's about the same thing with catfish. Unless you caught one that's already been hooked up, you might be the first one to ever see that fish. Oh, I hear you. There's Daniel 45. There's Vanessa Kitty. Appreciate you coming in. But we're getting ready to wind this down. I didn't want to overload nobody and trying to help you out with some different techniques. Everything going to be set up the same as last year's on the tournament. Yes, pretty much. Except this time, because of the location, there won't be no bank fishing. Yeah, Chrissy, I enjoyed having y'all down. It made my day. Y'all come, hung out with us. It was a blast. And I want to thank you so much for your support and your sponsor. I mean, it just meant the world to me and everybody else. Hand drawn portraits of Freddie. Yeah, I mean, if I could get with a couple people and we all go in together, then that would be pretty cool. But I just can't see that I would sell enough to even break even. Oh, I hear you, Carmen. Your old post, man. You gave me a float last year. I hear you. Remind me a little bit more, because I've give out so many floats, guys and gals. I've over my going on 4 years now. Thank you, Crappy. That means a lot. That means the world to me. But I give out a lot of floats. You know, the first year I had that little Christmas party thing going on, give a lot of stuff away, the shipping, floats and stuff over, and all of that, guys and gals, come from me to y'all. That's what I wanted to do. Y'all mean so much. You give me so much support that I can't pay it back. So I hear you. Yes, Chrissy, I know. And that's the way I think that most of us on here, if not all of us, feel. We couldn't do what we do without them. And my whole family, well, not my whole family, but most of my family were veterans, served time. Most of them war fishing. What's up, Mr. JR? Be careful out there. Don't be trying to watch that screen. This pretty face ain't worth watching and wrecking. That's for sure. The guys and gals, we're going to call it a night. I know some of you just coming in. I tried to share some information with you. I hope that you can take along the way and use it to your advantage. If you can use it in your waters, try it. If you can't, muskrat, yeah. I mean, that kids and everything's worth anything like that. It's unrelated question. Right now, fishing freedom, and that's something I got to talk to you about, guys. I still got the money that all y'all donated when I was monetized. And I guess I'm still monetized. I don't know. But they took away my dollar signs. They took away my member signs. They took away everything from me. And they won't answer me. Why? I don't know. I don't have a clue. That money's still there. I can still see it. I can't get it. Oh, that's right, man. I remember now, Carmen. I appreciate you coming in. That's right. I remember now, buddy. Yep. All right. Hey, put them to work, boy. Put them to work. Two old vets, thank you. Thank you for what you've done for our country. It means the world to me. And I'll keep honoring you. That's what I do. I'll keep giving back. That's what I do. That's what I'm all about. It's what I've always been all about. So it's because of y'all and because of our veterans is why I do what I do. Good Lord's blessed me. He's blessed my family. And it's only right that we give back, guys and gals. You know, it's only right. With that being said, God bless y'all. God bless America. I hope your families are doing great. Stay safe. Stay away from sick people. And I hope to see you at the tournament. But I dang sure will see you on the next live show. I'll try to catch y'all tonight. If I don't comment, know that I'll be in there. I'll be listening, but I might not be able to see the chat. God bless y'all. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Good night. If I can find the button.